at nagsusumikap para sa pamilya, gagawin ang lahat.
Matatag at may prinsipyo, naglilingkod para sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Lahat kakayanin, kahit mahirap. Nananalig at nagtsatsaga para sa hinaharap.
We are the Filipino Institute with more than 80,000 successful graduates, more than 200 trainers, and 15 campuses across the GCC. We are FI. We inspire Filipinos.
Happier, healthier, and safer UAE. This is what we believe in Hayat Institute. Hayat Institute is the first company which started it all for the Lama Group. We are a member of Mohammed bin Rashid establishment, and we stay true to the word in itself, Hayat, which means life. We started as a medical training company because we wanted to bring people back to life. With basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, pediatric advanced life support, first aid courses, and all of the other medical training courses you can ever think of. But we're no longer just a medical training company. Nowadays, we have also started allied courses, such as your IELTS reviews, as well as the first ever KHDA-approved curriculum, Vlogging School, which is coming up soon. At the end of it all, we all stay true to saying we still want to have a happier, healthier, and safer UAE, no matter what course you bring into. Because in life, there's only one thing that stays true, and that is training and education. That is development, and that is making yourself better each time.
Together, let us unleash the entrepreneur in you. With just 499 dirhams, you can start your own business. We are here to support you to provide different services. Legally, we are going to provide services for you. If you want to start your business plan, we can provide the service for you, we can help you out, and if you want to have networking opportunities, we can provide it for you. So, whatever that you need, it's a one-stop shop from A to Z. Being a member in Takhlees family, you are going to get all the support that you need. We are going to support you with the government services, with legal services, marketing, advertising, and the most important thing, to plan for your business. We are going to be with you step by step, from the planning stage, execution stage, and to maintain your services. Over here at Takhlees, we believe in you. Everyone has the ability, everyone has the talent to start something new and to start something unique.
Ako ay Pilipino, nangangarap at nagsusumikap para sa pamilya, gagawin ang lahat.
Matatag at may prinsipyo, naglilingkod para sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Lahat kakayanin, kahit mahirap. Nananalig at nagtsatsaga para sa hinaharap.
We are the Filipino Institute with more than 80,000 successful graduates, more than 200 trainers, and 15 campuses across the GCC. We are FI. We inspire Filipinos.
Happier, healthier, and safer UAE. This is what we believe in Hayat Institute. Hayat Institute is the first company which started it all for the Lama Group. We are a member of Mohammed bin Rashid establishment, and we stay true to the word in itself, Hayat, which means life. We started as a medical training company because we wanted to bring people back to life. With basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, pediatric advanced life support, first aid courses, and all of the other medical training courses you can ever think of. But we're no longer just a medical training company. Nowadays, we have also started allied courses, such as your IELTS reviews, as well as the first ever KHA-approved curriculum, Vlogging School, which is coming up soon. At the end of it all, we all stay true to saying we still want to have a happier, healthier, and safer UAE, no matter what course you bring into. Because in life, there's only one thing that stays true, and that is training and education. That is development, and that is making yourself better each time.
Together, let us unleash the entrepreneur in you. With just 499 dirhams, you can start your own business. We are here to support you to provide different services. Legally, we are going to provide services for you. If you want to start your business plan, we can provide the service for you, we can help you out, and if you want to have networking opportunities, we can provide it for you. So, whatever that you need, it's a one-stop shop from A to Z. Being a member in Takhlees family, you are going to get all the support that you need. We are going to support you with the government services, with legal services, marketing, advertising, and the most important thing, to plan for your business. We are going to be with you step by step, from the planning stage, execution stage, and to maintain your services. Over here at Takhlees, we believe in you. Everyone has the ability, everyone has the talent to start something new and to start something unique.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Takhlees Business Services second webinar. Let's welcome our Takhlees co-founder, Ms. Lorraine Alfonso.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, as I quote The National, they say that schools are set to return for the new academic year in September 2020. But we have to expect a blended program with lessons that are taught in school and at home. As of now, there are no decisions has yet been made by the authorities up to the finality of how it's going to be in the upcoming school year. Good afternoon, live here in Dubai, UAE. I am Lorraine Alfonso from Takhlees Business Services. And today, for our second webinar, we will discuss the succeeding in the new norm for the Learning Institute. We are joined by highly respected and insightful resource speakers who will guide us through our discussions today. I'm a proud Filipino and all of you know that. And today I'm very happy to have one of our resource speakers who represent the Filipino Institute. He will provide us an in-depth view of the business with regards to technical and livelihood courses. He is also the founder and the president and is one of the most influential Filipinos in the Gulf. We do have Mr. Gabriel John Rimando.
The person whom I am about to introduce plays a very pivotal role in the success of the Filipino Institute. What started off as a hobby has blossomed into a serious commitment. Today, we are pleased to announce that we already have nurtured 80,000 students and established 15 campuses across the GCC. Garhoud, Riga, Berjuman, JLT, Satwa, Barsha, Al Nahda, Al Fahidi, Abu Dhabi, Ajman, Sharjah, Al Ain, Bin Umran, Qatar, Al Waab, Qatar, and Bahrain. This person is an epitome of someone who will brave the odds just to fulfill his passion in life. A person with a big heart that resonates to hundreds and thousands of people. He is a doer in a world full of dreamers. He is an achiever in a world full of slackers. And he is a risk taker in a world full of mediocre. Behind his very jolly personality is a person with a burning desire of providing all Filipinos with sustainable and affordable education. A certified international public accountant, certified international management accountant, certified manager, certified professional trainer, certified professional senior auditor, master in business administration, masters in project management, and masters in finance. Tonight, allow me to have the honor of introducing the founder and the president of the Filipino Institute, no less than Boss G himself, Mr. Gabriel John Rimando.
That was really, really, really impressive. I don't have words to say. Without further ado, let us all welcome Mr. Gabriel John Rimando. Hi, Gab. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in Takhlees Business Services second webinar. And as having more than 15 campuses all over the Gulf, I'd like to share your insights. How do we now succeed in the new norm after having experienced coronavirus? A lot of institutes will be waiting for your input. The floor is over to you, Gab.
First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me, to Mr. Marwan and to Ms. Lorraine. Thank you for your initiatives in helping our fellow kababayans in pursuing their dreams to become an entrepreneur. I've met you maybe for a few months ago when I was asking for some advice on how to renew my license or how to get my license regarding the schools, regarding the events, and those insights are very valuable to me. So right now, I would like to share maybe some of my insights and experiences during the COVID period. First of all, my experience regarding the COVID, it's really one of this out of this world because for 15 campuses, my main problem is the rent. So for the rent, I have to immediately make a decision. I have spoken with the realtors and all the people who are involved, and you know what? They don't want me to leave the rent. So for the first thing I did was to write a letter to ask for the permission because for starting for the March until April, Dubai and other Emirates started to issue memos telling us you cannot do learnings or you cannot open your schools. If you open your schools, you have to pay fines. So for me, I have to make a hard decision because for this one, I have to tell them I have to close the school. And for that time, maybe late March, everything was really uncertain. So I have to tell them I will be renewing. So for all the campuses, thank God, I didn't have any problems with the realtors. They allowed me to live. And of course, for the deposit, they never did give me. At least it's just the deposit, not unlike for us. For maybe I have to gamble March, April, May, and June. I'll be paying rent. Especially here in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, in Qatar, and Bahrain, the rents are very high. So what I did was instead of just closing the school, I made some steps to open the school online. So there are some benefits and there are some disadvantages. So maybe I can discuss the benefits of doing online courses. So the benefits is that you don't have to pay any more rent. You can have your classes online. But the problem is the students, the trainers, they're not used to having their classes online, especially, for example, for caregivers, for massage, for baking. You cannot just tell them, okay, just watch the videos. Okay, just follow me online. It's really hard. especially for the students who doesn't have any good internet connection. It's hard for them. And for the trainers who are not used to doing interactions online, sometimes if you're talking online for a few hours, it gives you strain in your eyes. And for students also, most of our students, they don't have any conducive place for learning. Especially they're just sharing their bed, their accommodation. So it will be hard. It will be really hard for them to have class online. So that's the main challenges. But of course, that's the new normal. So everyone was adapting, and everyone was trying their best to adapt. And especially for us, it's really hard to continue talking to the students via email and all the payments. Of course, I did some research also and applied. And of course, what's nice, there are really good softwares available for learning, like Zoom. But for the first few months, Zoom was not free. Then after a few months, Google came, Google Meet. It became free and convenient also for everyone. You don't have to install the software. You just have to share the link to your students. Then after a few months, after a few weeks of meeting, the students get used to the new norm. So right now, we're just preparing to adapt with the new norm because for this one, for the online classes in I think we will be continuing because what's nice about online, we get to meet and we get to have students who are from Oman, from Singapore, from Lebanon, even Philippines. Before, we cannot reach them, but right now, we can easily teach the courses and they can join us anywhere in the world online. So that's the best thing about it. And of course, for the offline classes, I think Dubai will be allowing us. I think they already allowed us. But for us, I'm really worried with my staff because we cannot just go and open, have students, and conduct classes. Especially right now, it's really uncertain. So what I did was try to do it maybe for a month. Let's see first the situation. Then after a month, we will open maybe July. Because right now we will be opening the classes in July. So let's see what will happen. But for now, we have to try to adapt to the new norm. And the new norm is really abnormal. But of course, this is the new norm. It's like online classes. It's really hard, especially if you're teaching massage or cooking. You cannot just tell the students, okay, you're doing good while cooking without even tasting the food. You cannot tell your student your coffee is good without even tasting the coffee. And you cannot just assist your students on their computer, on their lessons, just by looking at the computer. It's really hard. Even for caregivers, you cannot do demo classes. You cannot show them the proper way just for giving them videos. So it's really hard. So the interaction is there, but the mode of teaching is really hard doing it online. So basically, that's the disadvantage of online teaching. So that's it. So thank you again for inviting me. I hope I get to give some insights on how I adapted with the teaching. Of course, before you have to go for online class, you have to have some website, you have to learn some digital marketing, you have to have online classes. What's nice about online classes, so for F5, the transition is not so much difficult because we've been doing it online marketing for the past when we started. So everything was online. The mechanics or the pages are already established. So what we did was just add some of our tools to make it better for them, like online payments. Before, we're not accepting online payments, bank transfers. But right now, it's easier for us to conduct business online. No need for our students to go to the school and pay. They just have to deliver the payment. So that's it. So it will be convenient for them. So maybe some good things came also with online, and bad and good. So the experience taught us right things. So maybe
Thank you
that's
so
it.
much, Gab. Gabby, you mentioned because FI believes that in providing sustainable and affordable education. Now, how do you think the new norm is sustaining that quality education? As you mentioned, you have faced some difficulties with practical sessions. How do we cope with that?
I think we have to offer them different kind of method of teaching. For example, for caregiver, maybe we can do it for three modules online. But for the fourth module, we have to offer them hands-on. It's not always purely online. We can make it blended in order for the students to have the quality education that is. Because if you're just doing it purely online, it's really hard. We're trying it. But for now, we cannot just teach online classes. Maybe for some computer courses, it's okay for online. But basically, it's better to have a blended approach of learning.
Yes, that is really well said. We need to have a lot of blended learning nowadays because we have to adjust to the new norm. At the same time, we have to cater to their needs to still maintain giving them sustainable and quality education. Gab, you have mentioned that FI has been all over how many years, and you have 15 campuses with over 80,000 graduates. How do you think the campuses are going to cope in the coming months, given the new normal that we do have?
Because right now all our campuses are closed. So what we're just maybe hoping, because for Dubai, we are already planning for July.
Oh,
And
that's
after
perfect.
July, maybe after July, some of the Emirates will renew or maybe they will change their policies to open institute. So after July, then we can do it also for other Emirates. It depends on the government, especially for other countries, especially right now, they're still struggling. So what I'm trying to do is to just wait. So while waiting, and for other countries to open, then you can open for Dubai. Then after a while, maybe for Sharjah, for Ajman. So slowly and surely. And while waiting for these campuses to open, we can conduct still online classes. So gradually, physical, because we're doing it now, three class of learning. So with this pandemic, I learned to offer three services: classroom learning, virtual learning, online learning. So what we're trying to do is with classroom learning, this is mostly physical learning. So this is the old traditional kind of learning. But for virtual, it's not recorded, but it's live. It's like you have interaction, like you're in that same time. Students will have interaction with their trainers. You'll be able to meet their trainers and students, but the classroom is virtual. So that's virtual learning. And for online learning, what we did is we record the classes, record the modules, they can have their printouts, they can have the classes on their own time. So with these kind of experiences, I try to offer three kinds of learning because some of the students, they don't have regular kind of so for offline learning, for online learning, this kind of learning is advisable for them. For classroom learning, for those students who have regular off, physical learning is very applicable for them. Then for students who are, for example, for students who are in Qatar, and for students who are not within FI campuses, but they still wanted to learn, for example, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Saudi, they can take virtual learning. So anywhere in the world, they can have the FI learning that they want. So anywhere, if you're an FW and still you wanted to upgrade your skills, because after this COVID will really end. So after this COVID will end, everyone will have fair chance or opportunity to change their job because everyone have lost their job. But after this one, if they lost their job and they're really prepared for new job opportunities, what better else for them to go to their employers and tell them, I have new skills. So they will be more employable. So it's for right now, for the OFW who doesn't have any jobs, who doesn't have any work, they can still learn. Or because we're also doing free courses. That's for the online courses. They can have their courses without paying anything. But for example, they need to have their certificates. Then after they getting their certificates, they can have it after taking the class. But even if they take the class, it's free. So right now we're doing many kinds of promotions because right now that's the thing for us to survive. To give quality learning, to do promotions, especially right now our promotions is 2+1. Enroll 2 courses, get 1 free. If you're not doing promotions, yes. So really, we have to do promotions.
On the lighter note, On the lighter note, how do you enjoy the new normal? Being a virtual instructor, how do you enjoy that?
Actually, for the first batch, we started our first batch last April. So for this June, it will be our third batch. Just imagine,
Wow.
for every month we can do every batches, but it's not like
Yes.
classroom learning that you have lots of students. But right now we just have limited students. We have limited students compared to our classroom learning. So what happened when I'm doing the admin works? I'm always in the house together with my family. So I can discuss, for example, because right now I'm outside, but before, during the pandemic, during the virtual learning, I'm always in the house with my son. It's like, especially I think last Friday, we did our graduation. I was wearing polo up, but for down, I'm just using my shorts and slippers. Maybe that's the advantage. But of course, the advantage for virtual learning is maybe you can have more time with your family. Maybe that's the best thing about all of this, to have more time together with your family.
You know, that is really true. If there's one thing, one good thing that this pandemic has brought all of us, it gave us more time to be with ourselves and to be with our family and to be able to do more for ourselves and even for the public. Now you're not only looking into the GCC. Now FI is looking into different parts of the world brought about by your virtual and your online learning. Wherever they may be, if they're in OSW, they can reach out to FI and they can still continue to gain new skills. That was really very nice, Gab, to actually just not succeed in the new norm, but to expand as well, which is not just adopting and accepting the new norm, but rather looking forward towards the growth of every OFW that is out there, specifically us Filipinos. Thank you so much again, Mr. Gabriel Zandermando. Thank you, and we'll see you later. So before we move on to our resource speaker, let's have a quick break brought to you by Epic Productions.
Nakaka-nosebleed.
Ako ay Pilipino, nangangarap at nagsusumikap para sa pamilya, gagawin ang lahat.
Matatag at may prinsipyo, naglilingkod para sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Lahat kakayanin kahit mahirap. Nananalig at nagtsatsaga para sa hinaharap.
We are the Filipino Institute with more than 80,000 successful graduates, more than 200 trainers, and 15 campuses across the GCC. We are FI. We inspire Filipinos.
Happier, healthier, and safer UAE. This is what we believe in Hayat Institute. Hayat Institute is the first company which started it all for the Lama Group. We are a member of Mohammed bin Rashid establishment, and we stay true to the word in itself, Hayat, which means life. We started as a medical training company because we wanted to bring people back to life. With basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, pediatric advanced life support, first aid courses, and all of the other medical training courses you can ever think of. But we're no longer just a medical training company. Nowadays, we have also started allied courses, such as your IELTS reviews, as well as the first ever KHDA approved curriculum, Vlogging School, which is coming up soon. At the end of it all, we all stay true to saying we still want to have a happier, healthier, and safer UAE, no matter what course you bring into. Because in life, there's only one thing that stays true, and that is training and education. that is development, and that is making yourself better each time.
Together, let us unleash the entrepreneur in you. With just 499 dirhams, you can start your own business. We are here to support you to provide different services. Legally, we are going to provide services for you. If you want to start your business plan, we can provide the service for you, we can help you out, and if you want to have networking opportunities, we can provide it for you. So, whatever that you need, it's a one-stop shop from A to Z. Being a member in Takhlees family, you are going to get all the support that you need. We are going to support you with the government services, with legal services, marketing, advertising, and the most important thing, to plan for your business. We are going to be with you step by step, from the planning stage, execution stage, and to maintain your services. Over here at Takhlees, we believe in you. Everyone has the ability, everyone has the talent to start something new and to start something unique.
Before we move on to our next speaker, thank you so much, Epic Productions and Fortune Accounting Services, for conducting this second webinar for Takhlees Business Services. Our next resource speaker is an EMS specialist who graduated from Harrisburg College, Pennsylvania, USA. He completed his master's in public administration from Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government. He further ventured into completing his project management certificate from Project Management Institute, USA. He is also a certified instructor of American Heart Association, American Safety and Health Institute, International Trauma Life Support, AMPAC, PEP, and Highfield. He has been a government official since 2004. Currently, he serves as the head of Professional Training Department for Dubai Corporation of Ambulance Services. His business career in the private sector began in 2011, and from then on have moved on to continue exploring different business opportunities. To date, he founded Takhlees Business Services in 2018, Platinum Exhibitions Management, and Hayat Institute. On his lighter days, he is into sports and physical adventure. Much to his delight, he loves cooking. And you will see that in his lighter times when you're going to view his YouTube channel, Tradilicious. Oh well, we have to say this, his winning streak rather. He calls himself a passionate risk taker. He doesn't believe in an obstacle, but rather sees every low point as an opportunity to grow, to venture, and to succeed. Without further ado, Lama Group's chairman, Takhlees and Platinum Exhibitions Management co-founder, and more importantly, Hayat Institute founder and managing director, Mr. Marwan Ali. Hi Marwan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lauren.
As if I've not seen you earlier, right? Welcome to Takhlees Business Services webinar. And today you will be talking more about succeeding in the new norm of training institutes, just like Hayat Institute. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I want actually to share with you a PowerPoint, but seems that I'm not able to share it. However, let me introduce Hayat Institute first of all. Hayat Institute is part of Mohammed bin Rashid establishment for SMEs, and we established in 2017. Our core product and core service actually is the medical training. Now, when we are talking about the new norm of the training centers and the training industry in general, we need to, first of all, to understand the training industry itself. And to have a better look into the training industry around the world and around the globe, the value of the training industry is 370 billion US dollar, which is actually the total spend on 2019 from different companies. And 61% of the training actually done by those companies are actually contracted by a third party, which is the training centers. And that expected actually to reach up to 423 billion US dollar in the during 2020 to 2024. So you can see the value actually of the training industry when it comes to those numbers, and you are going to see the need for the training industry. The training is an important part when it comes to the learning and development. It's actually a vital part when it comes to the recruitment, when it comes to the business growth, when it comes to the performance, and all of those things actually are actually important when it comes to the business sector. Now, when it comes to the new trends during the COVID-19 in the on training industry, we are going to see three main trends over there. The first trend is change in spending pattern. The second trend is shift in digital pattern. The third is the change in media consumption. So let's talk about first the spending pattern. When it comes to the spending pattern, we notice that actually the customers are going to put the training in their last priority when it comes to the spending. What happened is not something that actually is minor. As Mr. Gabriel mentioned, a lot of people lost their job, and a lot of people, they don't know actually what's their future. So they are saving their money for the upcoming month when it comes to the expenditure. However, the training going to be affected big time because customers and individuals are going to be very conservative when it comes to spending those money on training. When we're talking about governments, when we're talking about business sectors, we're talking about companies, there are really a lot of things happening over there when it comes to the relocating of the budgets and the expenditures. So most of the companies are going to cut the budget of the training, and usually this is the easiest, let's say, cost center and the thing that actually most of the companies are going to think about to cut it immediately. So they are going to shift and relocate the budget into something to sustain themselves and to survive. And also the training centers. Most of the training centers were closed during the lockdown. And some of the training centers adapted a new concept of the virtual learning and the online distance learning, plus the blended learning. However, this change affected the employees themselves. There was a reduction in their salaries. Some of them actually they lost their job. It was very hard for the training centers now to maintain the human capital, especially the talented one, because their salaries are very high. And to keep spending on them without earning is actually going to have a negative consequences on the training center themselves, the financial part. So that's why there was a lot of dramatic change in the spending pattern. Now, those trends could be in the negative side and could be on the positive side. And we are always believe that there are always opportunities when it comes to the spending patterns. And I think this is now the best time and the perfect time for the decision makers and for the policy makers and plus for different business owners to look into the services which actually is going to be a budget friendly for the customers, plus has a less cost of service when it comes to the expenses and expenditures of the company. Now, the second trend is shift to digital pattern. And the digital pattern now became a trend, honestly, and all around the world. As Mr. Gabriel mentioned, that actually there are a lot of platforms over there providing free services, free of charge. We do have Zoom, we do have Google, we do have Microsoft Teams. A lot of those platforms actually was very great. But the things here that we need to take in consideration that we need to know and the experience of the trainees themselves without compromising the three main elements of the training. We need to make sure that we deliver the knowledge, we deliver the skills, and the attitude, the right attitude of the trainee himself. So we need really to take in consideration those kind of things. Yes, it's very great, it's a good opportunity, but at the same time, the outcome of the training, are we really achieving the outcome? And now most of the companies, most of the employers, they are going to take note that a lot of people accumulated a lot of certificates during the past month. And their concern is going to be, did you take it online or not? Because it's very easy to obtain those certificates. So this trend, as I told you before, could be negative to the negative side or could be to the positive side. Yes, for training centers, it could be on the positive side because we can now do a lot of things. But at the same time, for the employers, for the industry itself, maybe it could be to the negative term. At the same time, most of the training companies were not having the good infrastructure to start the training online. Yes, there was a lot of lectures, there was a lot of workshop, but what we have to remember that the training process is different than the lectures and the workshop. So we need to take in consideration those aspects and those elements because we want to achieve the highest training outcome over there when it comes to the trainees. The third trend was the change in the media consumptions. And unfortunately, in the past few months, the media was promoting for something that actually, let's say to the negative side, a lot of people were scared. A lot of people were actually encouraged to stay home, not to spend anything. And they are saying to the people that the next days are going to be worse days. So don't spend a lot of money, just keep it in your pocket. Yes, you are going. It's not good for the economy of the country as well to promote for such things. We need to be balanced when it comes to those kind of things. We need really to read what's going on around us and to see how we are going to take it to the right side now. We've mentioned a lot of marketing, how we are going to market for our services, how we are going to market for our products after COVID. The truth of the matter over here, we don't want the people to see us as actually we are eager to take their money and doing nothing. So we need really to balance that. So as I told you before also, it could be negative, it could be positive, but for this trend, mostly is going to go towards the negative side where actually we need to overcome this problem. Now, I don't like to use different terms such as opportunities, such as challenges, but let me take it as an advantage. Let me take it as a venture. Let me take it as an adventure over here. Because in order now to wake up and to move forward, you really have to have the gut, you have to have the right feeling to know exactly what's going on. So I actually summarize it in three different things. The first thing is agility. Now you have to be flexible as a training center. You should not be stubborn to say, no, this is my way and this is how I'm going to provide the training to my people. No, over here you have to be agile. There are different methods of delivering the training. And until now, the most preferred training methods, even for the learners themselves, is the instructor-led training. This is the fashion, actually the traditional way of delivering the training in the class. It could be virtual, it could be within the class, but as I said before, that we need really to focus on the three main elements where actually the learners are going to get from the training course: the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude. Unfortunately, when we do a virtual instructor-led training over here, the element of the attitude is going to be missed. And the skills also, the element of skills are going to be missed. The instructor is going to only to deliver the knowledge, but he can't maintain the assessment of the skills and the attitude, which is actually going to be maybe negative in on some of the training courses. Some training courses required only the knowledge, some of the training courses required knowledge with the skills, and most of the training courses require the three elements: the attitude, the knowledge, and the skills. The second thing is blended learning. Blended learning now is a trend. Blended learning that actually the training center is going to split the online portion from the skills portion, or let's say the practical portion. So the online portion, the students can actually take it at home. The duration is not important over there. They can finish the course within 1 day. They can finish the course within 3 days. It depends on the availability of the learner. However, they have to come to the class to demonstrate the knowledge in a practical sense. So they have to come to the institute and to practice. So the blended learning is really a great way that actually saves time, save effort. At the same time, you can get all the three elements of the training. Now, some of the courses actually turned into completely online courses, which actually you can really demonstrate it in a good way. But the most important thing here when it comes to the online courses are not a substitute of the actual training, because the concentration span of the students is going to be less when it comes to the online courses. So we need really to focus on those cases, and a lot of studies show there is actually a variety into the obtaining the learning outcome from different methods of the learning. The last thing actually, which is really was good, the podcast. Podcast is very friendly, where actually you are going to take it in an informal way of teaching people. You are trying to get the knowledge to them, but in a very good way that actually people are going to be engaged in your speech, in your talk. They are going to listen it while they are working, while they are driving, everywhere. So it's really a great way also of venturing and to explore. I think it's going to be a new trend for the upcoming years, where actually a lot of people going to be accessibility-wise, it's very good, honestly, to do a podcast learning. But however, again, I emphasize on the assessment of the learning. This is going to be the most important thing. Now, the other thing is partnership. This is now going to be the perfect time to partner with somebody else. Now we are talking about collaborative business and collaborative industry over here. So it's going to be a lot of joint venture projects. So instead of spending a lot of money trying to create a learning management system or online course, 3 or 4 training centers, they can actually join together to do the platform and then to create different courses, which is going to be really good for the budget, where actually you don't have to spend a lot of money over there. Every training center is going to pay a portion of it, so you can create let's say a joint platform where everyone can use it. The second thing now is going to, maybe you are going to think about outsourcing. Most of the training centers now maybe they are going to look into that trend, where actually now we have to work together. I can't deliver everything, I can't explore everything. However, if we are going to collaborate, I'm going to get my students and I'm going to get the trainees over there, and then you can deliver the actual course. On the other way around, freelancers is going to be also a great idea, where actually you can save your money. You are not going to recruit an in-house instructor or an educator. However, once you are going to accumulate the right number of students with you, you are going to use the service of a freelancer, a freelance instructor, where actually they can deliver the courses. So those are actually different opportunities when it comes to the partnership. Now, the most important thing, we need to take a consideration into sustainability. This crisis taught us a lot. And what taught us is actually that we need to be ready for everything. It's not only going to be a one-time problem and that's it. No, we really need to think about it for a longer time. You have to remember one thing, that all problems still exist. If you are facing a problem previously, before COVID, they are not actually disappeared. No, still there. They are there. You have to really to fix them before you go to the post-COVID scenario. The second thing is to build the future-forward solutions. So you have to be prepared from now. You have to develop a business continuity plan for your business. You have to put different scenarios. The COVID-19 was one scenario, but there are a lot of scenarios that actually can affect your business. Are you ready for it? And if you are going to face such scenarios, are you ready for it? Are you ready to operate while the country is having this crisis? So we need to plan for our future from now and to have different scenarios, different situations, and different plans on how to overcome them. The most important thing, the customer engagement. Never ever disappear. Never ever hide. No, over here you need really to communicate with your customers. To develop and to improve your services, your customers are going to be the best people who are going to help you. Always communicate with them. Always ask them about their feedback, about their opinion. Engage yourself with them. As Mr. Gabriel mentioned, that there was a lot of free courses. This is people what they want to see. They give away, they give back. Okay, we earn from them, but what we are going to give them instead. So a lot of things that we can offer for our customers, for our existing customers. So free courses, engagement, be there, share a lot of things through your social media accounts. So be there, be engaged with them. But if you are going to hide and to disappear for a longer time, people are going to forget about you. And you are not going to do anything to your business because, yes, we are now in a crisis, but doesn't mean that the crisis is going to stay for a longer time. And as we can see, Dubai back to the normal, let's say to the new normal, not the old normal, but to the new normal. And this is actually what I want to talk about, the government regulations. Now, KHDA, the Knowledge and Human Development Authority in Dubai, released a memo and a guideline for reopening of the training centers. And this is what we need to adjust with. They are allowing now for us as a training centers to bring people to our facilities and to give them the instructor-led courses actually in our centers. However, we need to maintain now the social distance. We need now really to apply and to follow the guideline that they released. And I think this is going to be for quite a long time. Maybe not going to be, those guidelines are not going to be disappeared just after a few months. No, I think they are going to continue working with those guidelines. So we really need to adapt. Now, what we are going to affect, we are going to be affected in terms of the number of the students that we can actually occupied in one room. So instead of having, for example, 20, 30, maybe now we are going to have less people. This is the thing that we need really to focus. The other things now, group activities are going to be prohibited. So we need to think about different ways and different methods on how we are going to do different group activities while we are maintaining the social distance. And WHO actually released also a guideline for schools and training centers recommending that we should not compromise the health of our students. So we really need to maintain let's say, checking their temperatures before they enter the class, wearing their gloves and masks all the time, and to have a risk assessment where actually we need to ask our students a couple of questions about if they actually been with somebody who's having a positive COVID-19 case or anything like that. So we need to protect our students in that matter. So all of those things that we really need to reconsider. But I'm optimistic, honestly, about the industry, the training industry itself. As we were discussing with the government and the policy planners, there are going to be a lot of things going actually to support the training centers and to support the industry in general. A lot of people are going to find themselves needing new skills to be recruited. Employers, on the other hand, they are going to require a lot of skills. So maybe this situation is going to actually to bring us into exploring new industries where actually I should not limit, as a training center, I should not limit myself into one aspect. No, maybe I have to explore different industries to look into different opportunities and to create a program that maybe can help the people and the employers in that industry. So that's what I want to share it with you today. Thank you very much for the hospitality, and I'm open for any questions that if you do have.
For one, thank you for that. Coming from a medical background and the the specialty of Hayat Institute is medical training. How does medical training adjust to the frontliners actually having to have the need to have further trainings while they are combating the current crisis?
Now, when it comes to the medical training, it's really the let's say the hardest part over here. Every healthcare provider actually is required to have a continuous medical education to renew their license, and this is going to be an annual, let's say, an annual requirement for them. Now, when it comes to the medical training, most of this medical training actually are required for people to be there to practice the skills.
Yes.
Which is actually this is the hardest part, and that's why the blended learning was the perfect actually choice for them, where actually they are going to finish the online portion by themselves, and then they are going to come to the training center to take the skills and to demonstrate the practical part within 1 hour to 2 hours, where actually we are going to maintain all the safety measures for the people to come over here and to practice. So I think this is the best thing that we can do when it comes to the medical. However, we understand that the frontliners actually are really working so hard, and I want to salute them from this platform, where actually they are doing a lot of great job. So that's why we brought for them a lot of offers and a lot of things actually to support them and to understand their nature of their job.
Marwan, if you would be asked personally, what do you prefer when it comes to medical trainings? Do you prefer the in-classroom or the blended type of learning? I know we don't have a choice, but we just want to showcase to the people out there, what is the difference when you have to come to the room and at the same time you really have to just do the online and just come for practical? Does it have any difference?
Yeah, yes, it has difference actually. We conducted a survey to get a feedback from our candidates and our students, and most of them actually prefer to have it in class, where actually they can engage themselves with the instructor, they can engage themselves with the equipment over here and with the knowledge. So most of them, they want to have the experience with the knowledge itself combined together. While actually most of the people reported from the other side that actually they prefer the online because it's convenient for them. So some of them actually they prefer to have it more into the class rather than to have it online.
I think it comes back to your preference. I mean, it comes back to individual preferences when it comes to how do you want the training to be conducted. Now, since you mentioned that the training institutes are now back to the norms, although it's not really normal. What are the precautionary measures do you recommend for training institutes to employ strictly before we start with any training?
So when it comes now to the employment, actually, the government allows 50% of the staff to report to the office. With taking the safety precaution, as I mentioned before, where they have to wear the gloves and the mask all the time. Plus, we need to check their temperature all the time when they are going to enter the building or the facility. Now, for the students, we always rest assured that we are following the highest standards, safety standards and cleaning standards, where actually we have to fumigate the place, we have to clean the space all the time, we are actually maintaining the social distance. So all of those things actually we need to take it in consideration. And the government honestly are following up everything. So they are really doing random inspections just to ensure, not about just to find different establishments, no, just to ensure the safety of everyone, the business owners, the students, and the population over here. So really, this is the thing, and we have to adapt the new norm right now. If we are going just to fight it, we are not going to do any good for ourselves. So we need to adapt, and we need to see the opportunities out of it.
Thank you. I have one last question. All right, Hayat Institute no longer remains to be just a medical training facility. You also do have other courses. How are they coping?
Actually, now we start offering the IELTS courses for those who want to take the IELTS preparation course, where actually they are going to apply for it. And plus, we started our blogging school. So it's the first blogging school in the UAE, where actually it's certified by the KHDA, where actually the bloggers are going to have not only a certificate issued from the center, but rather from the government authority, where actually they can use it anywhere. So this is the good thing now that actually we are offering for people. On the past few months, we tried our best to have it in online portion. And this is what we succeed with the blogging school, where actually Mr. Gabriel has also his certificate from us when it comes to the online blogging school. So a lot of things actually going well when it comes to different segments, let's say. We're trying our best to see the need of the people, their training needs, and to have it for them in a way that actually is going to be certified and authorized by the government.
Thank you very much, Marwan, for sharing your insights. Thank you for the different points that you've shared to us, and not only that, including the government regulations as well, applicable to training centers. Ooh, that was really, you see people are trying not just to get back to normal, but also to succeed within the new normal. I think before I do my closing spiel, we do have a photo opportunity. Is it gonna happen? Waiting for photo op.
Yeah, we are setting it up. Bring your smile.
Waiting to smile.
Whenever you're ready, guys.
Yes, we are.
All right. Okay. 3 shots. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 2 more. Waki. Thank you, guys.
I think I look all the same, Mr. Clarence, in all of the photos. No Waki, no anything. But before we end this, I really would like to extend my appreciation to Mr. Gab and to Mr. Marwan for joining us this afternoon. We have heard from Mr. Gab that it doesn't mean that your campuses are going to close, that the learning of the people will stop. And even you can expand from there on. When you really embrace the online and virtual learning and the blended learning, it gives you an opportunity to reach out to people, not only within the confines of your normal campuses, but rather all over and across the globe, giving focus to overseas Filipino workers. That is really hats off to that. And Mr. Marwan, thank you very much for sharing to us your insights on how collaborative market will be working towards the growth of every training center right now. It doesn't mean that we're facing a crisis that we have to face it by ourselves. There are a lot of centers that we can work with and even can grow together with regards to different types of platforms in coming up with your LMS system. So we don't spend so much. Also, we take into account that very strict and stringent government measures are being implemented right now for us to be able to move forward. Well, I think COVID is not going to adjust to any of us. As Marwan mentioned, it doesn't seem to disappear, and the new normal will be back in just a slip of our finger or in the next 1 or 2 months. So if COVID will not adjust to us, I think it's our method to be adjusting to what COVID-19 is causing in the environment. But it doesn't mean to say this is where it stops. We have to continue to persevere. We have to continue to move forward. And we have to be very innovative in our strategies on where we are heading. Agility and flexibility is the key. If we don't be agile, if we are not flexible, we will get stuck and then nothing happens forward. Thank you so much again, guys, for joining us today. Thank you to Epic Productions and Fortune Accounting Services for making this happen. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Takhlees Business Services. We'll be having another webinar up soon, and we'll keep on updating you. Thank you for sharing your time. And if you have any comments, suggestions of things that you want to learn with us, do not forget, you can just comment below, or you can also drop us a message to share what insights would you like to hear from which industry, and what else would you think would be more important for us to talk about during our webinars. This has been Lorraine Alfonso once again, and thank you so much for tuning in with Takhlees Business Services. Till next time.